Hey you, Microtech fanboy. It's time to make you happy. A lot of you have seen Microtech knives on the Knives Fast channel, and I don't always like them, but this one is pretty dang cool. This is the Microtech Brachial from my buddy frkshwedc, and guys, this is by far the most powerful out-the-side auto I have ever experienced. And what a crazy looking shape. Again, this is from my buddy Freak Show. He brought this up when we were going through all of the microjets. And you can see this is fantastically detailed and made. And let's go over it now. He bought this one at Blade Show. There was this booth right behind the Tempest Knives booth, and he just kept looking at this guy and had to buy it. So again, it's called the Brachial. Now, I'm just going to get my biggest nitpick out of the way immediately. Microtech, seriously, I don't want to read a book on my knife. Okay, get all this stuff off of here. I don't care for all your, Just get it off of there. Just put a Microtech logo up here real small. And of course, you got to have the designer's logo, but I don't care for that. And then we've got Microtech on the clip as well. So they got billboarding. I was right set up. They got billboarding for days and days and days. All right. So again, it's an out-the-side auto. Your clip is way down. The way it sits in the pocket is about like that. So there's about that much sticking out. It is not reversible. You have this gorgeous looking backspacer with a lanyard post this way, which is really nice, jimping all over it. We'll talk more about this clip, but it's good in and out of the pocket. It could be a little bit taller just simply for jeans and things like that, but it works all right for me. You got some milling in your aluminum scales here, kind of frag pattern going on there. Your screws do stand somewhat proud. It is somewhat contoured. Really cool in that way. More jimping back here, and a humongous stop pin there. Very cool jimping up here. Now, our button is nice and knurled. It does stand a little bit proud when it's closed, but when you fire it out there, it's mostly flat, which is really cool, which means in your grip, that works well. Now, guys, again, disclaimer, all my ergonomic conversations right now are not the best because I can't bend my fingers all the way after my surgery, but man, just cradles your hand. You put your finger right up here. Okay, I'm kind of getting on this flat. You can be down here if you want, but it's more comfortable up like this. And then I'm cradled in right here. For me, it's a perfect size in that way. Then 2 fingers are here and 2 fingers are there, almost like a gun stock pattern with that, if you know what I mean. And then we have this wicked Persian blade. There is one part of that I don't care for, but that's okay. We are in M390. And again, it's called the Brachial A auto, if you will. And man, this spring is intense. If you guys haven't seen my shorts where I've thrown poor Ren and Stimpy and people around the room, here we go. Here's Stimpy. Bye, Stimpy. It is very powerful. And no, I'm not hurting the knife. Very nice blade stock thickness, and it has a nice relief back here of your swedge. Very beautiful stonewash, and again, just a good size and shape. Now, we talk about Persians not being for everybody, but because of this shape, where I put my hand like that, look at how my thumb is cradled and straight. So I'm not like arcing my thumb up. My thumb is like it's supposed to be right now. That's how your thumb should be positioned when holding a knife. Now, let's show some cutting, and we'll talk about my one real kind of nitpick with this knife. It is quite a cutter, as you can see, but did you see that? On longer cuts, because of the way you hold this like a pistol grip and the way that blade is shaped, you slide out of the cuts a little bit. Does that make sense? Now, if it's a shorter cut, you're going to be very happy with the cutting. See how I slid out again? You're going to be very happy with the cutting performance of this knife for sure. It is a great cutter. Again, just bear in mind that because it's this wicked Persian, you're just going to slide out of some of those cuts, and that's just the way it is. Beautiful, beautiful knife. When we are locked up, we are dead centered. When we are closed, we are dead centered. We are locked up. There's a tiny bit of side to side, but it might just need a little tightening. There's no up and down to speak of at all. Very, very nicely done. It's a beautiful knife, too. Really interesting. I see why Freak Show wanted it. It is super cool. Now, there you go with the Rat 1. Now, I will say in my defense, the Ramlock knives from Microtech, I've liked most of those, okay? The Stitch is a great knife. And the MSI, like that pretty much. Just again, in that case, now you end up with the spring conversation that isn't my favorite. So, but you can see we're bigger than the Rat 2 and smaller than the Rat 1. Of course, just a super cool knife. Let's talk about specs for sure. Now, these are available. The place I'm going to give you the link is to Blade HQ. $418. M390 steel, 8.125 inches long, with a blade length of 3.25 and a cutting edge of 3.5. That's interesting. I think they got that backwards. A blade length of 3.5 and a cutting edge of 3.25. It would not be the other way around. 0.16, so thicker stock, but again, tall enough where we come down good and thin. Stonewash, flat. 4.25 flat grind is what I'm trying to say. 4.75 inch handle length, handle thickness 0.66. So again, thicker in the hand, but for me, that means money. Clip doesn't bother me. I was worried about this right here, and when it first came in, I didn't like it, but the way I'm settling in, so you can see I'm arced over the top of that, and it's not really bothering me, but it might. Your results might vary, and you might have a problem with that uptick in the clip. For me, no big deal. 4.64 ounces overall. Did I just say ounces? And these are made in the USA. I was trying to find out the designer. You can see a name here, but I cannot for the life of me tell what that says. And let me go to Microtech's site here and see if it tells me. Oh, no, that's not Microtech's site. That is Southern Edges, and they're not going to tell me either. Yeah, I cannot find for the life of me who the designer of this guy is. Let's try Knife Center here and just see if they list the designer down here. Here we go. Bastian Coves and Tony Marfione. Okay, that makes perfect sense. So, again, very, very cool indeed. And again, this thing is a heavy hitter. For sure. So thank you, Freak Show, for letting me check it out. And hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know. This is not going to be for everyone. It's probably not going to be for a lot of you. Some of you will say, I don't like the price. Others will say, I hate Persian blades. But I would love to hear from those of you who really like this one. Tell me either way. But if you really like it, I would love to hear from you. So comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And guys, thank you for watching the Knives Fast channel.